Question: how much of this am I actually going to use? Hint: I don't even touch the paints. Hello everyone, welcome back. I decided to do a set of coasters. I haven't done coasters, played with resin really in such a long time that I decided I wanted to play with and just put together some coasters. Now, this isn't the first time that I've made coasters, and certainly not in this style. It's been a while, but I've made them in this style as well. And so I wanted to play with it again. I've got so much stuff. I have a lot of stuff. That is, my husband will tell you. He rolls his eyes because every time I bring home something new, he's like, "Oh, okay, here we go again." But I've got a lot of stuff, and I wanted to use some of it up. And so I thought, what better way than with a set of pretty sparkly coasters? So I'm playing with some glitters, and I wanted to make this look kind of like a geode. Now, not, your regular run of the mill geode, obviously, because that's not what this winds up looking like, but just something that's fun and sparkly, uses a lot of different colors. For this first one, I am doing blues, kind of teal and purple. I've got a little gemstone in the middle. Now, the interesting thing about resin is it may originally well, when it comes to gemstones, when I do the overcoat over the top, it will actually take the facets out of the gemstone, and it will wind up looking more like just a little silver mirror in the middle. But I don't know what I was going to say. Oh, you guys. Anyways, I'm using just a varnish, like a sealer, to glue these things into place. The next thing I am putting on are little fragments, kind of like, what do you call it? That you might wrap, cellophane, that you might wrap around gifts. And so they just cut up little pieces. This has more of a blue and purple tint. There's another one that has more of a teal tint to it that I'll put over by the teal glitter that I put down. And then there's one that has more of a silvery feel to it. See, there's the teal one. I don't play with resin as much as I used to, simply because I find that I react not to the resin, but to the gloves. I wind up breaking out in water blisters all over my hands, and so it's very rare that I allow myself to play with glitter. Not with glitter, with resin. Oh my goodness, because I'm putting down more glitter. And so I decided to go into the purple. Now, unfortunately, when I switch over to the other coaster, something happened and it didn't record, and it just made me so sad. And so I think I know what happened, but it couldn't be helped. And so you'll see just a little bit of that put together. So here I am putting down the kind of more silvery cellophane, and then in this last one I have just these little, they almost look like petals to a flower, and I wanted to let some of that white come through, and so I just put down these little petals and then put some varnish over the top of that to let it shine. So, and then that's when I switch over to my next one, and you'll see just a little bit of it, but here we go. So one of the first things you do is take like a puffy paint. I'm doing a white one because I have a white background, and I felt like it was the best one out of the puffy paint that I had. It was the best one that would kind of link both together. And so, and then you just draw some scraggly lines that you get to fill in later. And then you just start having some fun. See, I lost all that footage. Oh, I was heartbroken. But now I'm taking my epoxy resin and I am going to do up a top coat. And I think I ended up putting in a whole lot more of a mixing time than I meant to. But this is a 1-to-1 ratio. So I filled up my cups to as even as I could. Normally I have little measuring cups, but I'm not sure what happened to them. So I just eyeballed it. Mix them together, and a whole lot of mixing, and I even cut out like 2 minutes of mixing, but you want to mix for about 3 to 4 minutes just to make sure it is thoroughly done. If you don't, then you can get tacky bits that don't go over well, and it's really kind of nasty. So let's just enjoy me mixing at 5 times the speed I normally would. All right, now we're going to pour over the top. Now I don't want to go too crazy pouring over the top because I don't want it to go over the edges, and so I'll take my little popsicle stick and take it out to the edges without going over, without overflowing. But what I want it to do is cover everything so that it's got a smooth top. Some of those cellophane flakes do like to stick up, and that did happen with my yellow, orange, pink one here, and so I had to, well, I didn't really have to do anything. I just did the best I could with it, and I don't know why. Again, something to do with my lighting. Oh, I bet I know why. Because it's reflecting off of the other one. Okay. One of these days, I'm going to get this whole thing figured out. And it will be magical. But anyways, I'm going to get a little lighter so that I can pop the bubbles. And then it takes a good 24 hours for it to solidify. And then I took it outside so I could show you how pretty it looks in the sunshine with all its little sparklies. So I hope you guys make it a great day, and we'll see you next week. Bye.